6th, 7th, 8th, 9th shot, that they're going to line up for you. If you're not fully vaccinated, they will deny you service at some point. They're already doing this for their employees. They say no jab, no job. By December 5th, you're fired. That's what IHC is doing. They become a tyrannical institution that takes taxpayer dollars, millions of dollars, to institute these mandates, to institute COVID care protocols that are killing a lot of the people that go in. I hear a statistic that says 70% of the people that go in for COVID care, they don't come out because they're giving them powerful poisons like remdesivir. They're blowing up their lungs in there with unnecessary intubation. IHC has become a tyrant. We're standing up for the rights of the hospital workers. We're standing up for our rights. We're standing up for your rights while you wake up. We need you to wake up. Stand up for your rights. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. This is not the land of the sheep and the home of the lame. It's the land of the free, the home of the brave. And here are at least 100 brave patriots today standing up for rights, standing up against the mandates of IHC. Intermountain Health Care is a tyrannical institution taking in taxpayer dollars to institute COVID care protocols, to institute illegal mandates where they're telling their employees no jab, no job. They're going to fire them by December 5th. Merry Christmas, that's right. Merry Christmas, yeah. This is what they have to say to their employees. And if you don't know, we had over 800 people here last Saturday. And today, I don't know how many people we have, but the focus today is on the IHC in Murray, Utah. And we should have hopefully more than 1,000 people there. I don't know.
I'm hoping, yeah.
Haven't heard, but yeah. So Lindsay is a hospital worker. She's a nurse, and her husband is a nurse as well. And they're both here today, and she has a message for us. She's going to speak to us, so heed the words.
Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming and supporting healthcare workers, but I think that we all see the big picture here of what's really going on, and it affects all of us. It's not just healthcare as healthcare workers, but it's all of us. And we're starting to lose our rights and our freedoms, and if we just let this pass by us, it's just a downhill spiral, yeah, exactly, of us, and eventually they're going to be gone. And now they're after our kids. So if we don't stop it now, then they're after our kids. So thank you for making a stand with us and being here and supporting us, and because we know that it just affects all of us, and we're not going to let the federal government go against our 10th Amendment that protects us as American citizens against federal government trying to take their powers on that are not given to them. So as American citizens, we have this right to stand and protest. It's our First Amendment right to let the government know that this is an illegal overreach of them, and mandates don't exist, period, plain and simple. And you're trying to take away our civil rights, and if we don't stand up for our civil rights, they'll take it. So thank you guys so much for being here and making a stand, and letting them know we're not going to stand for this illegal overreach of the government trying to tell us what to do, because we tell them what to do and they work for us. So thank you guys so much for everything, and for all your support, Raul and Liberty Coalition and People's Rights Group. We sure appreciate you guys helping us do this, so thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. Here's the message. Mandates are not laws. Resist this medical tyranny and it will end. And you know, people like Lindsay and her husband and other hospital workers are saying, you know what, we're going to stand on our rights and we're going to deny and refuse this shot. We don't want to be a part of this medical experiment. We have immunity already as it is. We don't need anything else. And the hospital here is saying, we're going to fire you. You have to take the shot or you're going to be fired. In a right-to-work state, this state of Utah is a right-to-work state. Means you cannot be discriminated upon. You cannot be denied based on your medical status, your freedom of religion, your conscience. You cannot be denied on ethnicity, race, religion, origin, medical status. This is part of the Title VII of 1964 Civil Rights Act. It's called Public Accommodation Law, which says that any business cannot discriminate against employees or patrons who come into their stores. So, you know, we understand what property rights are, and we know that our body is the last frontier of property. And we are standing here saying, my body belongs to me and God, and we make the decisions. And you cannot deny me my right to work or the right to be served in your establishment because you have signed a contract with the state and the federal government to follow law. And that includes that Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, Public Accommodation Law. This is the reason we're here. Our rights are being eroded away. They're coming after you. They're coming after your children. If you don't have a right to your body, you don't have a right to your property, to your home, to your job, to anything. They're coming after your rights. We need to stand together and say, no, we're not going to allow that. And this is the reason why we're here. It's because IHC has taken millions and millions of dollars from the federal government to put on these mandates in place. If they do it, they get rewarded with our money. How is that possible? How are we going to allow this to happen in a free country that we're supposed to be? We're losing our rights. We need you to stand up with the rest of the people and defend them and say, no. If you don't want to wear the mask, don't wear it. If you don't want to take the shot, don't take it. If you want to work in a free environment, in a free country, you have the right to stand on these principles. They don't have a right to deny. All right, guys, here we are with Christina. She's a nurse in LA. Tell us where you work, Christina.
Hi, I'm at the Veterans Hospital in Long Beach, California.
Okay, good deal. So I just ran into her here in our protest here against IHC. She was telling her story. I overheard it, and I thought, you know, it'd be good to have her tell a story so you guys can listen to it. Tell us what's happening over there in
Long
LA.
Beach? Yeah. Well, I mean, just in LA in general, it's pretty unbelievable what's happening. So obviously, I'm a registered nurse. I'm in healthcare. I've looked extensively into the COVID vaccine. I'm not comfortable for my own reasons. We won't go into too much detail now, but as an unvaccinated healthcare worker in California, it's really difficult. I have friends who have been laid off. My medical exemption was accepted. I'm just buying myself time, I feel like, and it's unbelievable what is happening. As an unvaccinated person in LA, I can't go into a restaurant and have dinner. I can't go to a bar. Right now in LA City, if I want to get my nails done, I can't go in. I have to show proof of a negative test. Can't take my kids to go see the movies. It's pretty unbelievable how quickly things are unfolding there.
That's crazy. And this is the county and the state government instituting all these mandates against the people in LA, taking all their freedoms.
and this is happening over there, right?
Yeah. And even one last thing, apart from, you know, me being able to like do stuff at my work or to be employed or to be able to, you know, go out and dine somewhere. This one's the kicker. Email went out from our school board and they said, you know, parents can come back and volunteer, and it was talking about they have to be vaccinated. I thought maybe in the fine print somewhere there was an exemption. Nope, I cannot step on campus to volunteer and help out my kids because I am an unvaccinated parent.
So you have to show papers then, huh?
You have to show papers.
Show papers like in Nazi Germany, huh?
It's pretty unbelievable.
My goodness.
Yeah.
How's the environment at work with you being unvaccinated, having an exemption?
You know, I kind of fly under the radar. It's not something I'm very public about just because I don't know how it's going to be received. I do hear people talking about unvaccinated people, and oftentimes they assume I'm vaccinated, and it's hard to hear what comes out of their mouths sometimes. I mean, just the dislike for people who are unvaccinated, and I feel like a lot of it is very unfounded, especially now that we're finding out vaccinated and unvaccinated can spread COVID. I mean,
yeah. Why are we taking this, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. My goodness.
So.
Well, you have anything else to say that needs to be added to this story?
I just stand for your freedoms. You know,
So yeah, you're here in St. George. What brought you here? What you passed by and stopped and saw the protests and stuff? How did you know that we were here?
We did. You know, so we are actually checking out to see if this is a place we want to raise our family. Los Angeles is not a place where we want to be raising our family right now, just because of what's happening. I mean, I can't be a part of society. I can't, you know, participate in activities at my kids' school. I don't know how long I'm going to have my job for. Like, this is not okay.
No.
This is
Absolutely
not okay.
not in America. Yeah.
No.
So how did you find the protest? How did you know?
You know, we are just staying in the hotel over there, and I figured, you know, I bet you they're protesting for a good cause. I want to find out what's going on and talk to a few good folks, and
awesome.
Sure enough, that's what brought me here.
Well, we found you then. We found you. You didn't find us. We found you.
There we go.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, Christina.
Thanks. God
There you
bless,
go, guys. Stand up for your rights. This is what we need to do right now.
Many of us have natural immunity, which is way better. And some of us could not even take this experimental shot because we have health issues that would cause havoc in our body. Whether we have a health issue or not, it's just not a good thing. So thank you for standing with us.
Hear me. Our organization is called Your Health Freedom Dixie. If you didn't know, we have a group here in St. George, really Washington County, the whole southern part of the state, that are looking out for your medical freedom rights, health freedom rights. YourHealthFreedomDixie.com. We've been around for a while, but I think a lot of people still don't know about us. So please tell your friends to go to the website and get on the newsletter. I really update that website every week with everything that I possibly can think of, everything that I know about for this area that's pertinent to our area. So in case you didn't know, Liberty Action Coalition, People's Rights, Your Health Freedom Dixie, Citizens for Constitutional Government, there's a lot of liberty organizations in our area, and we are all very, very connected. I feel like I work for all of them, and they are with me too. So we're very, very connected. And really anything you want to join, at least join People's Rights, because you'll get all the information. You'll get all the emails. But please get onto my website, YourHealthFreedomDixie.com. Please.
It's free. It's free.
Oh, it's absolutely free. And everything I do is volunteer. Every single donation I get goes right back into banners and events. We're actually going to throw, our next event is January 8th. Do you guys know who Del Bigtree is? Yeah, he's with the High Wire. His show is called The High Wire. It's thehighwire.com. If you are looking for a source, a good source of educational health type education, then his show is amazing, you guys. Everything that he talks about is sourced. He will send you every source that he has, every study that he talks about. It's all facts. It's all right there. I'm sure, you know, it's opinion too. But like everything he talks about is based on studies, based on facts. So that's a really good resource too, is thehighwire.com. What else? You guys, it doesn't get more basic than your bodily autonomy. We just did the veterans rally or parade, and somebody asked, like, we want to make sure it's not political. They were worried about us talking about health freedom, and I'm like, yeah, we're not political at all. Like, there's no politics whatsoever. If the veterans that fought for our rights, that died for us, if their job is not to protect our most basic human rights, then what's the point of a veteran? Right? Isn't that their whole point? Is to fight for our rights for liberty, our own body autonomy, what goes into our body? Of course we have the right to decide that. It's evil to think otherwise. Pure evil. So yeah, I let them know, no, this is not political at all. We will not have anything political. And our sign said, thank you, veterans, for supporting our most basic human rights to bodily autonomy. Like, health freedom is everything. This is the fight of our generation, y'all. And if you don't know that, I think y'all do, because you're here. Spread the words to your friends, you guys, because every single person right now, their family, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, they're going to know what they did in 2021 when medical tyranny came to each and every single one of our doorsteps. They're going to know what you did personally, and they're going to write that and record that in history. Do you want your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren to know that you did nothing? That you sat on your behind while this happened? I can't even imagine not doing something, even just making a phone call, emailing somebody, coming to these rallies. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of effort. So thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you and the time you took to come on a busy Saturday and hold a sign on a sidewalk. That is a big deal. That's not a nothing thing. That's a big deal. And if nothing else, this is not futile. If nothing else, God is recording what you're doing right now, because you're standing up for what's right. I'm really grateful for all of you.
So Bill Gates is saying that we have a population problem. I say we start with him. We should start with him and then Fauci. Let's start depopulating. Get him in line first. Bill Gates, Fauci, Biden, Spencer Cox. Get them in line first. Oh no, they're not going to be depopulated. It's just you and me. You and me. So, the IHC is instituting the vaccine mandate against their employees. They say no jab, no job. Can you believe this? No jab, no job, says IHC. To their employees, they're going to fire them come December 1st. We had over 800 people here last weekend doing the same thing. Today we have about 100. Sheriff Brooksby, I have something to say to Sheriff. I want to speak to him about our right to be served in all these public accommodation businesses here. I respect property rights, but these people have contracted with the state. They have contracted with the state and they say, we're going to follow and obey law. Well, there is Title 7 to the 1964 Civil Rights Act that says that you cannot refuse service to anybody based on religion, medical status, origin, sex, ethnicity, or otherwise. That's called discrimination. Title 7 of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. All of it is defined right there. IHC is denying the right to work to those who will refuse to take the jab as an employee. We cannot allow that. We need everybody to stand. We have over 100 Patriots here today, And last weekend we have over 800 Patriots here today, or last Saturday. And today they're protesting at IHC in Murray, Utah. Hopefully there's way more people than 800 there. And it's all about standing up for your rights, for our body autonomy. Body autonomy is the last frontier of rights. If they have rights to your body, they have rights to everything else. Your children, your spouse, your property, your home, your 401k, your IRA, your retirement plan, your pension. They have a right to everything. You're going to give up your bodily autonomy? Really? Are we going to give up bodily autonomy? Of course not. Yes, we say no. We stand up for that. We're going to defend this with our lives.
So here we are with Laurie. She's made up a sign here, and it says, "Don't pack up, back up, or shut up. Stand up to bullying." And then there's a message written here. Go ahead, Laurie, read that for us.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says, quote, "When we get control of the pandemic, I think labor supply will return to normal." That's code for when everyone complies to getting the jab, you can have your job back.
They've been telling us that for almost 2 years now, right? That everything's going to go back to normal if you just stay home, if you just wear the mask, if you just take the vaccine. And now the COVID care in the hospitals is filled with vaccinated people, right? Is that right?
Right.
All right. Thank you so much, Laurie.
You think about this. I got expelled from Instagram because of vaccine misinformation. But Instagram and Facebook cannot point to one single erroneous statement that I ever made. Everything we post is vetted, it is sourced and cited to government databases or peer-reviewed publications. When they use the term vaccine misinformation, they are using it as a euphemism for any statement that departs from official government policies and pharmaceutical industry profit-taking. It has nothing to do whether it's true or false. It only has to do with what the political implications are. And who is doing this censorship? It's government officials in league with Bill Gates, with Larry Ellison, with Mark Zuckerberg, with Sergey Brin from Google, and with all of these internet titans. They have engineered not only the destruction of our democracy and our civil rights, but they have engineered the biggest shift of wealth in human history. $3.8 trillion from working people to these handful of billionaires, many of them from Silicon Valley. This pandemic has impoverished the world and created 500 new billionaires. And those are the people who are strip mining our economies and making themselves rich. And is it a coincidence that these are the same people who are censoring criticism of the government policies that are bringing them trillions of dollars? People aren't stupid. We can see what's happening. We can ask the question, cui bono? And the answer is the people who are benefiting are the people who are squeezing away our constitutional rights and engineering the destruction of democracy worldwide.